Okay, here's the view when we first got there, and you'll see from the size of the waves, it wasn't as advertised, and I need to make that correction. The radio said, and I was listening to an LA station, it said 15-foot waves. These set waves were probably overhead. This shortboarder got a pretty good wave, by the way. And you'll see some of the sets that roll through here. And unfortunately, there's a lot of things that make up whether the waves are good or not. This tide, whether it's high or low, whether coming in or going out. The direction of the swell is really important. The size of the swell, if it gets too big, then the break can't hold it. You know, things like this. And of course, you have the wind and everything else, the weather, whether it's choppy and all those things. Today was a day that was not bad, but there were some good rides, but most of them were junky. So we'll take you on a trip here through all these waves. You can see the guys pushing out or taking off, one or the other. And here comes another wave coming up. See if this guy picks it up. There you go. Cut off by another shortboarder. And that's probably the best picture of the day or the video. Larry took that. I must tell you, Larry's videos, the color is excellent. Okay, that's his video, and this one is his too. The next segment is mine. I believe this is his, but mine was. I don't know what happened with my camera. It's like I was using this a couple of times ago, and I don't know whether I had something on the lens or what, but it just was not as clear and sharp as normal. By the way, when the waves break, like in the previous wave that just went by, watch the spray that comes up. That's a perfect example. Now, you can imagine where that mist or spray goes. It goes right onto the drone. My drone was soaking wet, really wet when I brought it in the last time. So it's tough. You want to get low and get some good videos, but that spray is just tough to get away from. It's a little bit of a side shot. Sometimes I follow the wave in like this to see if anyone's going to pick it up. Nice little left. Guy's jamming. No good longboarder. Sort of looks like a medium length board. I think this guy gets a really good ride. This is Larry's shooting this one. I shot the same one, and you'll see it later on. These guys get stuck inside and they're trying to paddle out. The first guy that paddled out this morning, we sat there and watched him on the cliff because it was too dark to video, and he must have, I'm not exaggerating, at least 15 minutes, that's conservatively speaking, to paddle out, because every time he got close to a set would come through and it just pushes you back in. It's tough. Guy's jamming. There's a view. This is Larry coming back to probably land, but you can see there's fog this morning, and I did actually showed some of that too in a later segment. I think that's the guy on the red board that got that really good ride. Todd came up and said hi, and Todd, I hope I got some shots of you, either Larry or me, because it's hard to tell who people are out there. Obviously everybody's wearing a black wetsuit and most of the boards are clear. They call it clear. It's sort of an ivory color. There's a stand-up surfer there, and he got a couple of good rides. There we go, nice wave. It's got a nice shoulder on it. Oh, dude. Sometimes, and this is true, when the waves are big like this, you don't want to ride them too far inside, because then you get stuck if a set rolls through and you get to paddle back out through the soup. The soup is the foam, the white stuff you see there. Looks like a pretty nice left. You can see the form was not super good. As I'm panning across, you can see how the waves are sectioning. Stand-up paddler. Oops, slipped off. Got away from him. Yesterday I mentioned about the ramp when you walk down to the beach. I'm going to give you a little closer view. It's right in the center of the screen above the water line. You can. There's a reason I'm showing you this. They pile up sand. They call a sand berm, and so when you have really high tides and big surf, you don't want it to erode the cliff. So this is what they do. They put this. The tractors come out and push the sand up against the cliff, and this was the area where they do that. Sun's out. Look how foggy it looks through my lens. That stinks. I think it's Bob's fault.
Sometimes in life we have to let go, even though we don't understand. At that time there was something wrong.
Stand-up paddler getting ready to take off. There he goes. Nice wave. Definitely overhead. And the next segment, we see Bob the Ripper. He's resting in his recliner after a hard morning of videoing. Bob used to tandem surf with my daughter about 15 years ago, and good guy. That's it for today. Hope you have a great day. See you next time.